All right, everybody, Friday, January 14, and this is, as always, weekly AMA session with the co-founder of the Envelop NIFTSY, Alex Shedogubov, and me, Eugene, aka MC, the media host of Envelop. So, Alex, great to have you on. Hope you're fine. Hello.
Yeah, everything great. I'm glad to see you here all. Thanks for attending this Friday.
Okay, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, we need to announce the winner of the contest of the best question to Alex Shedogubov. As we announced on the couple previous AMA session, and he's Damian, and he asked 4 questions in the comments of the previous AMA, of the first AMA in 2022 on January 7th. So we need to answer on them and then give him their worst. The first question from Damian sounds like, what projects in the current market are doing the same thing as Envelop? Who are the competitors of Envelop, Alex?
Practically the same. There are not projects that making like us similar to us. In some aspects, Carnival, Charge Particles, Solve Finance. So they mainly focus on lending for NFTs, defragmentating these NFTs, like defrag. This also the project. So, but somebody who makes as us a protocol, Oracle, and index in one product, there is none, and especially if you're saying about use cases, there is not plenty of them performed by our, we can name them competitors or similar projects doing similar things.
Well, thank you. And the second question from Damian sounds like, what are the advantages of Envelop over other projects of the same type, the comparative advantages between competitors?
So the main are that we mainly focus on implementations and integrations of our products, not just making things for just performance or any marketing things, or just inventing some like other projects do. That they like to market that we are creating new EAPs for Ethereum, new formats of ERC tokens, and so on. So we just find use cases where can be implemented what we have executed, and trying to find out points of additional value for the partner projects. And of course, the core advantage is our architecture, where we can offer much more things, not just offered by the protocol. They can be added by Oracle, and altogether they will be become more stronger with addition of index and token, binding them together. So these are our main core advantages. And of course, as we are DAO, the structure of micro DAOs, as every case can be monetized and also shared with our community, it's one of the most advantages we have.
Great. The third question is, as we all know, the full Envelop project is scheduled to launch alpha in June 2022. I hope this is correct, and as outlined in the roadmap. Okay, so when do you plan to start with advertising and seeking investors' content?
About seeking investors' content, didn't actually understood. As we attracted the supporters for our project. So if maybe he's saying about token holders, so participants of DAO, so it's open. As for marketing, we are executing this marketing. It's not as usually in B2C products, because we are B2B mainly, and we focus on this stage exclusively on the product and the integrations. So our marketing is a bit different what the community used to, but we pay attention to our Twitter, Telegram. We get bounty programs, and we're trying to move through community, not just making fireworks of money for some advertising, especially in Google and other advertising networks and PR companies and so on.
Also, David, as I know, you are currently watching our AMA session, so greetings for you, man. You're awesome. Please clarify, what did you mean with investors content? Because neither me nor Alex did not understand what did you mean seeking investors content. Please clarify. And the fourth question from you sounds like, if the hype gets too late, and you mean NFT hype, as I do understand, will it means Envelop project, lose popularity and no one will pay attention to the Envelop? Sounds like a fantastic, scary thing. I would say no, but Alex, is Envelop, how to rephrase, does Envelop depend on hype, on NFT? And maybe the question is about
hype let us attract more attention, yeah, obviously in the short term, but we focus on utility of NFTs, its economical functions that we are creating and utilizing. So the hype is not even about economics, and it's our main focus. So hype doesn't help us. Maybe it helps our clients who could be from art sector or from gamify products, but in our view, NFTs are mainly to work with economics, with liquidity, cross-chain transfer of liquidity, about L3 solutions offered when we can transfer liquidity between layer 2 solutions from chain to chain. So this is the main priority, not just short-term hypes, which often happens on the market, or twice a year or once a year. So we are looking long-term, and NFTs are obviously here to stay in crypto, and there's real vast cases for utilization of them. So hype could be or not, it doesn't matter for us.
So we are really firm believers that you guys, hype doesn't mean anything, or it means nothing, because even before hype and after hype, the phenomena which is a hype now was existing and will be existing. NFT came into place in 2016 or 2017, and we got hype in 2021. But this does not mean that the projects were launched for in this realm on that time will be dead when hype will be over. It doesn't mean so, because the hype just mind-blowing attraction of opportunity, attraction of attention of many people who are not ideological. The phenomenon of NFT will be living forever, because NFT just a technology for representing a unique asset. Envelop just adds opportunity to add another great features to the NFT, which we had not paid before. So we are proceeding. So Damian, thank you for your questions again, and you've already contacted us to get your reward. Just check your address and stay tuned. By the way, dear ladies and gentlemen, I'll remind you that these questions were in the framework of our contest for the best question to the Alex Shedogubov. And please check the description of today's AMA session. The terms are written. So first is the contest of the question. You need to, for participation, you need to ask the questions in the comments of this video, and the best question will be rewarded and will be answered and rewarded on the next AMA. Then pay attention on our ambassadors program. The terms are written below. And by the way, the new contest has been launched, and this contest regarding Reddit, and it is called the Reddit Meme Contest, and all the terms are written in the description of this video, how to participate. And we are proceeding to answer your questions. Let me check the live chat today. Oh, a lot of questions. That's great. So guys, please be more specific. Do not repeat your questions again and again every AMA session. We are a bit tired of the simplest and already answered questions such as utility function or clients, a partnership, and so on and so forth. Just check the previous AMA session and find all the answers. Do not be bots, be more unique in your questions and it will be rewarded. So is the DAO available right now for investing? We've already answered this question before. How the oracles work in case of Envelop, we already answered before. Quality ripping, we do see, what do you think so, Mr. Ronald? Thank you. Mr. Collins asked, what do you think about DAO in future will be popular? We've already answered before. How to start farming Envelop, we all answered before. Old man leader, and the strategy is for working with launch bots. Seems to me we answered on this question before in AMA. Yevgeny Zhagov, hello. Cowboy asks, explain with how utility function works in your case. Repeat it again. What difficult, Yevgeny Zhagov asks, please guys, copy the behavior of Yevgeny Zhagov. He's already become the winner of the one of previous AMA. He asks a unique, great question. Thank you very much, Yevgeny. What difficulties did you face developing Envelop and how did you overcome them? That's a great question because every project is facing difficulties perhaps every day. So Alex, let's remember our past. What difficulties were in the beginning, in the middle of the road, and maybe what difficulties Envelop is facing now? We want to call them tasks.
To start from the very beginning, the main difficulty was to form the concept of the product because we were thinking about it more than several months because we need to pass a customer development and to understand that we are not doing the project just to do the project, but to use it. Then the next case was with technical problems. We call this the problem of second customer, but we overcame this solution by technical with our tech team. And also now we are also found out a great way to interact with OpenSea, where we can implement all let's say all details of our tokens as for collateral, as for time locks, assets inside, maybe some other add-ons that we can create. So we will implement this functionality, I think, in a month or two from this point. As for other difficulties, they were with contacting with VCs because everyone wanted us to be faster and to make a short-term fixing, but it was real hard to find the ones who will hold us strategically, help us. Next big thing was about IDO because it really was the crazy time. A lot of work needed to be done, a lot of communications, and real crazy time. So we also passed it. And now we are focusing, it's not the problems, but a kind of workflow with communication with our partners, identifying what they need, how we need to sometimes update protocol, or what key features we can offer them to give most value. So we are now moving to a more standardization of business processes and tech processes with our partners, because we have now a kind of workflow of different directions.
Well, we're proceeding, guys. Question, right? What do you think about NFT market development in general? Already answered. Became master, having well plans to get new clients. Already answered. Is wrapping option already alive? Already answered. How games can work with you? What's the real use case? Envelop. Already answered. So, G community, we're a bit disappointed because you repeat the same questions again and again. This is not the best way to utilize the time of AMA session. Why are we doing AMAs? We doing AMAs for real community members who are very interested in what Envelop does. By the way, Alex, while I'm proceeding, let's wrap this week. I forgot to, to ask you about what are the results the Envelop team has already accomplished on this week. What are we proud of on this week?
So we actually crystallized 2 cases of AR implementation and games of our protocol, how it can enrich these projects to our partners from Arcona and Safe Hamsters. Also, we started communicating to implement our launchpad to one famous exchange. So our NFT launchpad, but we already started it just today. There are not many details, but we suppose it could be a great use case where we can re-implement our launchpad to different cases, like we did with Scale Swap and Capscoin. The first launch was there. Also, we are communicating with Scale Swap team to force projects to use, not to force, but to say what advantages they have to have more sales on their platform. Ideally, 1 or 2 launches every week. We are moving to this aim. And also, we had a kind of strategic session with our team this week, because we want to focus on main directions which will give the most profit to the DAO, and which will kind of create revenue streams right now, and also that will support us and let us build more complex things like L3 solutions, cross-chain solutions. That's we want to execute the most obvious cases and multiply them, and then go in vertically to not so obvious and more complex tasks. So this was the week of kind of planning for actions for this 22 year.
Okay, so we're proceeding. Thank you, Yevgen. Another question from Yevgen. Okay, let's answer on another question of Yevgen. Perhaps he's been running again for the winner of today's question contents and Elijah. But by the way, check it out, please, that we have 2 types of question contests. First contest is for the questions in the Twitter and live chat, and the second contest is for NIFTSY tokens in the comments below. So please divide these 2 contests and ask your questions, unique questions, in Twitter and live chat first, and in comments below. These are 2 contests of question, so we are so generous for you, dear community. And Yevgen Shedogubov also asks another great question. Adoption is a challenge for any blockchain project. Yes, especially when many blockchain projects die because few use their platform. Okay, what is your team's strategy and vision on this issue? Do you mean that is Envelop going to be dead, planning to be dead?
Not actually playing.
Oh, we're not playing, and Alex will give you the details how Envelop is planning to be alive in the upcoming years.
We are planning to make maximum integration. So this will lead us to stay active on the market, because I think obviously the several startups will not survive through long term, but that's why we are creating the tool which we are giving them for NFTs, not only just in protocol, but also Oracle side index. And you see that we have vast fields of implementation like gamify, metaverse, marketplaces, financial, cross-chain transfer solutions, advertising transfer solutions. Also, we can easily be re-implemented in AR sector. And in current, also we saw a trend of classical game market that they are focusing on NFTs, and also we got several connections with game studios who want to implement NFTs into their games, and some of them very well known to anyone. So we see here the trend, and due to our architecture, we obviously will still, as Evgen said, alive, not dead, for rather long term. And of course, as we are building DAO, also this will give us the strongest advantage to stay on the market and attract real ones who want to contribute to DAO, to benefit from it. So that decentralization will help us here to stay up to the market.
Also, guys, I'll summarize. If the project brings value in long-term period, something what is very, very valued, and adding additional options to NFT is a very valuable option. And you may see a lot of projects, you may see on the AMAs with them, have already implemented Envelop solution to their NFT. And because we will be having the world of NFTs everywhere in the upcoming, let's say, 10 years, and many, many millions of cases will be needed wrapping NFTs option, adding different features to NFTs, such as locking time, unlocking time, collateral, and so on and so forth. So it's very hard to predict that this solution won't be, will lose its valuableness in the future. As long as Envelop will continue to offer this service, as long as it will be alive. It's quite simple. So we're not going to die. We're going to be alive. And so, guys, the questions about work with financial markets, the future of NFT markets already answered. By the way, we've launched the case series. If you are in the Telegram chat, you may have seen the posts with case number 1, case number 2. So the use cases of Envelop are quite important. We've already had them, and we plan to explain in details how different use cases, how they are working in the case of games, in the case of collateral, so on and so forth. So please stay tuned for the next podcast session about NFT use cases. And now you may deep dive into them in the Telegram chat in specific posts. So the question from Bonifire, the question for Alex. I've read on the website about collateral concept of Envelop, collateral concept, which saves NFTs value during a bearish market. Could you tell more in details about it? So, Alex, how collateral concept, the concept of collateral in general, works in Envelop's case in a nutshell?
And so this was the first main idea of our protocol to hedge from price falling for each NFT. So when we create wrapped NFT, inside it contains original NFT and the collateral, which can be formed by the creator of this NFT, and it can be formed by a transaction. So we can set up when we wrap that on every transaction, our protocol will charge several tokens from a seller and put it inside collateral. Thus, we'll form a floor price for this NFT, or it can be assumed as insurance for devaluation. So thus, transactionally, the more transactions we will make with this NFT, the more valuable it will be. So we can, for example, have an NFT which costs 1,000 USDT, and inside it contain, for example, 500 USDT. So each new buyer will see that he buys some NFT that is not only rare and or interesting game asset, but also that the NFT is insured from falling more than the amount of the collateral. So, for example, in this case, we got a kind of 50% insurance. So that's the main idea. We don't want that the person who bought the NFT for the biggest amount of funds will be the one who loses all when the market can, when the market goes down, as we saw it in spring, it also proved our idea that this is needed. And also we also saw real read the market during the last 1 or 2 months. So I think it's a useful thing.
Well, and third question for Yevgen from Yevgen Avzhogov. So again, you might have seen another winner of today's AMA session, and you know what to do after that. So he asks, for beginners of people who just know about crypto and participate, for starters, for new guys, how do you make them understand Envelop? For example, you must use the full use cases. Okay, maybe something else. First of all, I could agree that Envelop is oriented on for the beginners. Maybe Alex will correct me, but I think first of all, you need to understand the NFT concept. And before understanding NFT concept, you need to understand the crypto and blockchain concept in general. So Envelop looks like a solution for experienced users. So Alex, okay, give an answer and I'll add something from my side.
So for newcomers, there is a lot of materials also in our website, in our docs and Medium, and Eugene is right that the person who came from scratch, it will be hard for him to understand. First of all, he need to understand what is blockchain, how to install, for example, MetaMask, how to buy ETH or other native coins of chains where we are, to buy some NFTs, and then he need to understand what is the NFT and why he needs this NFT. Then he need to see some disadvantages of this NFT, and thus he will find solutions to solve it, and then he will come to our project and do it. Or otherwise, he can come, for example, to some projects of our partners like games, and their wrapped NFTs already will be built in, or they will be given solutions to wrap the NFTs in any functionality. So with our partners, we also create a kind of docs explaining all these things. Also, we are to create tutorials, video tutorials for all users, how to get maximum useful things from our D app and all other our products like Launchpad, like farming, which I also have for popularity with our partners.
Okay, so I'll summarize. You know, guys, the task of educating the community is one of the hardest and general tasks now in the current stage of developing the crypto industry. As all, we are just in our infancy state, and we cannot even imagine how the industry will be looking like after 10 years. And every project decides this or aims to decide the problem of education by itself. Some project doesn't do it all. They are relying on the other forces or a force to educate. Some projects try to educate their community in Web3 primitives, and Envelops is something in the middle. Okay, of course, we've launched a series of educational materials, like in podcasts about NFT, about DAO, about use cases, and so on and so forth. But in general, we are oriented on the experienced audience who already know what is NFT, what is crypto, what is blockchain, who use NFT as a specific tool in their project. And this looks like Envelop is kind of B2B project now, but in the future, Alex, let me ask you, when Envelop will be B2C? We discussed this question a couple months ago. Let's remind again, Envelop is B2B solution now, right? And when will it turn over to B2C side?
We are now as well B2C because we got the app launched, and every creator or NFT owner can wrap his NFT, add new functionality, set up economics, royalties, and so on. So this is free for users. They pay only network commissions, so we don't charge any additional fees. Also, as for B2C users, we sometimes creating kind of marketing events, and soon we'll announce one But for us, main focus is on B2B because we are protocol, mainly solution and Oracle, which these solutions also can be used by B2C users when we launch our product during the summer in alpha, when the token will let users get the main functionality from protocol and Oracle or analyzed info from Oracle. So as we execute our roadmap, we'll give more functionality to B2C users, but we are currently B2C, but main focus in essence, of course, is on B2B side, because there are the main profits for the DAO and thus for the ones who owns NIFTSY tokens and who can contribute to the DAO and micro DAOs and get profits from its incomes.
Well, so ladies and gentlemen, we've almost come to the end. Couple of questions are left. So Damian, thanks for taking care about Alex. He will be good. We'll be having good rest. He rests a lot. I do know. I do see that the best questions are coming from users who have the first name as Eugene or Evgen. This is the great sign. So Eugene ZU, another great community member, asks, hey, what are your plans on marketing for your token? Do you plan any collaborations, drops? That's a good question. How we plan to promote the NIFTSY token if we do plan, Alex?
Our main plan to promote our token is the integration into our partners' projects, where we can find utility for our token as well. For example, if I say about gamify projects, NIFTSY token can stand there, kind of one of skill tokens inside wrapped NFTs, or it can be used to give some bonuses or discounts. So this is the idea. If we say about launchpads, the current case of monetization is that the projects who launched on wrapped NFT launchpad need to buy out from the markets our NIFTSY token. So we also plan to multiply these ideas. And as for our main clients, B2B clients, there are plenty of options for them to fit for any tasks of our partners. But anyway, we try to use our token there to sometimes offer staking options for our partners to use our token. And this is the main way. So also there will be social media marketing activities as well. And now you see us on YouTube, there will be plenty of options, but the main is promotion for our token is utilization in our partners projects and in the whole our product when we will launch our DAO and execute our roadmap, especially closer to summer, you will see much more utility for the token.
Excellent. So thank you, Evgen, for your advice to make the video tutorials. They are already planned and you will see them in inevitable video tutorials, how to use wrapping option. By the way, we started our YouTube channel in the summer of 2021 with video tutorials. You may find them on the channel. And the last question from Evgen Ozhegov, and Evgen is winner again. Congratulations. Maybe some ask that maybe are you planning to add something like a refer a friend system, a referral program for NIFTSY token promotion, something for your old investor? That's a good advice. So Alex, what could we say? We do not have a referral program as I know for today, and this is the great marketing tool, a referral program, if I'm not mistaken. What could we say about the referral?
Currently, truly, we don't have, and think this is a good point to discuss the referral program for promoting our token. We already launched our program of ambassadors of NIFTSY, so this a bit similar but different. So again, thanks. We will think about options we can execute about referral system.
Well, so ladies and gentlemen, our IMA session is almost over, and I'll remind you about some sweetie things. First of all, the Yevgeny Zhogov is winner of the chat questions today. Thank you very much, Yevgeny. You know what to do. You've all received rewards. By the way, Envelop announced and launched the question contests in the comments. So you need to ask the question in the comments below, not in the live chat, in the comments below this AMA in any moment you like. You don't need to be alive at the live stream on this. And the best question will be caught and will be answered and will be rewarded by the 500 NIFTSY tokens, wrapped NIFTSY tokens. And Damian has already received this gift. Damian has become the first winner of this comment contest. The best question for Alex Shedogubov. By the way, the ambassadors program, Alex has already said, yes, we've launched the ambassadors program. Ambassadors are the very active agents, I would say, acting agents who help manage social media, create different content, organize events, translate articles, documentation, so on and so forth. It looks like a bounty, but this is not a bounty. This is more than bounty, and ambassadors will be rewarded by points, and points will be converted into the NIFTSY tokens in the form of wrapped NFTs. So join our ambassadors program. The link for the Google form is in the description below, and another contest named Reddit meme contest. We've launched it on Reddit social network. The link on our Reddit is in the description of the YouTube channel. You may easily find it on the about side of the YouTube channel. So join our Reddit and participate in the meme contest. Create memes for Envelop. And somebody also on our Telegram chat has already created meme. Perhaps it was Yevgeny Zhogov about with a cat who's crying about Solana waiting. I promise you we'll find Solana in available. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on our AMA session today. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, ask a question on the Telegram chat, and stay tuned for next content, DAO podcasts, AMA with partners, use cases, and of course, weekly AMA session of wrapping, not NFT, but every week of Envelop's team working for your success community. Thank you very much, Alex Shedogubov, the co-founder and CEO of NIFTSY Envelop, and me, Eugene, the media host of Envelop. See you on the next week. Bye-bye.
You guys, bye.
Отлично. Ну вот, уже живенько.